Little more than 50 years ago, two Mexican brothers burst onto the international motorsport scene, leaving a legacy that still lives on in the hearts of fans. Pedro and Ricardo Rodríguez blew into Europe like a hurricane for the Le Mans 24 Hours in 1958. Pedro might not have been quite as talented as his younger brother, but in the course of his career, his superior speed and versatility gradually emerged. His story is unique, exactly because it's closely tied in with Ricardo's. Ricardo's career was nothing short of astonishing. After seeing his sound performances at Le Mans and at the Nürburgring 1000 kilometers in 1961, Enzo Ferrari decided to entrust him with a Formula One Ferrari for the Italian Grand Prix. The 19-year-old Mexican shot his car straight onto the front row, and even if a breakdown forced him to retire from the race, he was signed up for the following season. In November 1962, the Maranello team decided not to run for the non-championship Mexican Grand Prix. That nettled Ricardo, and to compete in the race at all costs, he fell back on the Walker team's Lotus. During practice, however, the Mexican driver lost control of the car, crashed into a wall, and died on the spot at no more than 20 years of age. This tragedy shocked Pedro deeply, and it looked as if he was ready to give up motorsport for good. However, when he'd got over the shock of his brother's death, he was back on the track in 1963, with sporadic appearances in Formula One in American races and in the reserve cars of various teams. But 1967 was the turning point in Pedro's career. In South Africa, he replaced John Surtees, who had gone over to Honda as Cooper's second driver alongside Jochen Rindt. The Mexican driver took full advantage of this opportunity and scored an amazing victory that earned him confirmation in the team for the entire season. In 1968, he drove a BRM to second place in Belgium and third place in Holland and Canada. Pedro stayed with BRM until early '71, collecting another victory and two podiums in Belgium in 1970. Superstitious by nature, after his brother Ricardo's death, he always carried a ring in his memory. He lost it in an American airport in '71, and he admitted that even if he'd had an identical copy made, he no longer felt safe. Later that year, Pedro lost his life in an inter-series race at Norrisring. The names of Pedro and Ricardo are still unforgotten in the history of motor racing. Also thanks to the name of the famous Magdalena Mixucar track in Mexico City, renamed Hermanos Rodríguez, in honor of the two drivers who gave birth to a small but beautiful Mexican legend in motorsport.